Hi guys, welcome to Charities Bubble USA, your #1 channel. I hope you're doing fine. I'm also doing very well. It's another day, another time, guys. I'm going to work. So today I want to talk about English. Someone will be like, why is she speaking about English? Today I want to talk about English. The English that you're going to find when you come to live here in America. Like, is it going to be different, or how are you going to cope? This is Charities Bubble USA, your #1 channel. My name is Charity Nganga. Thank you for always supporting my work. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, kindly consider subscribing. For you who has been there all those, I call them years, I think more than 2 years, thank you for sticking with me. Sticking with me even when I am not posting. Sometimes I'm so busy that I don't even have time. But I like it when I'm going to work, because when I'm driving, I can spare some time and do it. Because I just put my camera there and it doesn't bother me. Like, because I don't have to look at my camera when I am driving. It is hot, guys. It's so hot outside. Thank you. Please share my videos with your friends, with each and everyone. And remember, October is right around the corner. We are almost to August 15, so October is gonna be around the corner. Please make sure that you're ready to fill out your DV lottery. Remember, you don't need to have a passport, but you need to have a good passport photo. You need to have that. You need to have all your information correct. Remember, you have to include all your family members, your children, your adopted children, if you're married, your wife. And remember, if you're married, you can do 2 entries. You can do 1 entry with the husband and the other entry with the wife. And that gives you 2 chances. And I like to tell you what I have done, because that's what we did. Me and my husband did that. I filled my entry, put my husband and put the kids, and then he filled his entry and the kids and me. So we had 2 chances. So you can imagine if it was one of us who had applied, and maybe the one who did not apply was the one who would have won. So it's good to take that chance. And also, if you have kids who are 17 and a half, they can fill out the DV lottery, because by the time it comes out, they will be 18. They can fill out, I was thinking about it. I was like, if you're 17 and a half, by May of that other year, you're going to be 18. So you will qualify, So it's very, very important for you to have those kids of yours to fill out, because I like to look at what's going on, and I know that those young people in Africa, they need better. They need to have better than what is happening to them right now. So I want to talk about English. So all of us went to school, and you find that when you come here, I think there are some people who expect that you don't know English, because you will find someone, just some strange, not everyone, but you'll find someone asking you, did you learn English in your country, or did you learn it here? But the thing is that we go to school to learn English, yes, because when we are born, we have our mother language, and then there is the national language. Like Kenya is Swahili, and the other African countries, which they have French. And then when we go to school, we learn English. So you find that most of the African countries were colonized. And since they were colonized, they tend to go speak the foreign language of the country that colonized them. For example, Kenya, we were colonized by the British. So you find that the English that we speak is British English. So how will that affect your communication when you come to live here in the US? One thing is that when you come and you start interacting with the people who have been here, I'm even going to start with the immigrants. Some of us who have come, There are some people who have, like, they have a kind of accent that they have developed. I've had it with several people. They have one that they speak, and I was like, oh, it's what am I hearing? And then I had like 2-3 people speaking with the same accent, and then I was like, oh, that's different. And then you have like us who speak like regular British English, and then you also have, when you the people who are here, they are different kinds, and they speak differently, because you have Spanish, they speak a different kind of English. You have Black Americans, they speak a different kind of English. You have the white Americans, they speak a different kind, like they have a different accent. That's what I would say. So I want to talk about, like, how is that gonna affect you? Because it can and it will. The first thing is that when you come in and they talk to you, I'm telling you, you're not gonna understand. You will not understand. And even if you understand, whatever that they are talking about is gonna be different. Like, for example, someone can tell you, I will give you a ride. But in Africa, we are used to, I'm gonna give you a lift. You see what I mean? I give you a ride. But in Africa, we know I'm gonna give you a lift. So before you figure out that a ride is someone who wants to give you a lift, you're gonna have to learn that. Another thing is, another example is like chips. So the chips that, the African chips are the potatoes that are fried. Now chips here are different, because they are still potatoes, but they are the dry ones, and they're crunchy. Those are the chips. And the what we call chips over there, we call them here fries. So they are words that you're not gonna get. And another thing is that understanding each other is hard, especially if, I don't even know what I can say, but they say that they don't understand. I don't know why they say that they don't understand, because some of them understand us very clearly, but some of them do not. But you find that even you will have a problem maybe the first 1 year, when you start interacting with people, it will be very hard for you to hear what they're saying. Yes, they're speaking, but then you're like, what did that person say? And then as when you speak to them, they say that we speak very fast, So that's, that's a challenge, guys. Like that's I wouldn't call it a language barrier. I do remember when I was having Olivia, I went to the hospital. I was very sick, so I had to be hospitalized for a while. And then, so it's me and my husband. And then we went, and we have all these white people and everything. And then I think they thought that I didn't understand. So here they have interpreters. So they were kind enough, they went and they found so they said that they were going to call an interpreter, and apparently that interpreter was someone who had come from Kenya to come and kind of tell me what was going on and everything. But then when they started talking to me, I could answer them, and I was able to communicate with them. So by the time that person who was coming to interpret came, we were already done. Actually, I was going to do something different. I had left that room, and then I was going to do something else different. So I did not need that. So you find that most of the time you're not going to understand, and they are not going to understand you. And it's not because you don't know English. You do know English, but the English that we learned is different. It's very, very different. So when you're coming here, what you do, or what you're required to do, is to kind of read their lips. The American English is a little bit slower. They speak a little bit slower than us. So if you read their lips, and then you kind of put all your attention to what that person is saying, you will get it at the first time, because eventually you're gonna get it and you can understand what they're saying. But the first time, I'm telling you, it's gonna be a barrier. Even when you go to order some food in a restaurant, you're not even able to order, because what we know, or how we call our food, is not how they call their food. So most of the time when you go to a restaurant, there are numbers. They have numbers. It's very, very, you know, it's very, very, because of the diversity here in America, it's very, they make things simple. So if you go to a restaurant, they have meals, they have taken pictures of them, and they have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you go and look, and then when you, whatever you want, then that's what you pick. So that's important for you to know, so that even you don't starve yourself. I told you guys when we were coming, and we stayed in Chicago because the weather was really bad, and we went to order in McDonald's, and I'm telling you, we had a challenge. We really had a challenge, because I do remember we ended up ordering eggs. There were scrambled eggs, but we didn't realize that there were scrambled eggs at that point. And they had cheese, and I'm telling you, we struggled to eat that, because like I said, before you warm up to the food, it takes a minute. So don't panic. Just come knowing that it's gonna be a little bit hard before you start understanding how they speak. And you know, even the Spanish, the Mexicans, some of them do not know English. I think we're better. Some of them, they know nothing about English. They must have an interpreter. And that's a bigger population. When you come to America, there's a very big population of the Spanish people. And most of them, when you go to speak to them, they say no English, no English. So that means that they can speak English. Some of them speak English very well, but there are some who are indigenous and they don't know how to speak English. So it's not that something that you should worry about, but it's good to know that it's gonna be kinda a challenge before you get it. Before you understand to go to a restaurant and confidently order a meal. Before you go, I do remember that when we went to open a bank account, I'm telling you, as much as I can speak English, because I know I can, I didn't understand that person. Believe me, I didn't understand what that guy was saying. Like the way, I can't even tell you what they were saying. But thank God our host was there. So he was able to tell us what he was saying. And it's not that he was not speaking English. He was, but you are not used to that accent. So it takes some time to get used to that accent, and then you get it, and then you're able to be able to express yourself, to be able to talk and all that, you know. Although still, even after saying for a long time, you will go to communicate with a person and they will be like, I don't understand what she is saying. She's speaking too fast, or he is speaking too fast. But that is an accent, and you know, you have to be proud of who you are and what you have. But at the same time, you're gonna have to know that it can be a challenge. It can be a challenge, and you find that if like it's so hard on you, always ask for an interpreter. Even when you're going to the embassy, guys, when you're going for those interviews and you really do not understand, please ask for an interpreter, because those resources are there to help to understand the language. And you will still keep your accent. It's not gonna go away. You still keep it, but your kids are gonna speak very differently from you. Like my children, they speak very, 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 very differently from me. And you know, even if you have a white person and you have a black American, they speak very different. And you know, the one that is so hard to understand him when he's on a black American is speaking, I'm telling you, it takes a minute before you understand what they are saying, because theirs is, it's just, goodness, theirs is so different. But with time, the more you hear it, then you get it. My first job, because I was working with a lot of black Americans, I'm telling you, I never used to get what they were saying. You know, like it was very, very, oh gosh, like it was so hard. But then with time, you get to understand it. And you will get used to walking into a room or finding people, and they will ask you have an accent, where do you come from, and all that. That's common. That's something that you have to know that's gonna happen. But if the thing is, the idea of this video is for you to understand that language, it's not gonna really be a very big barrier, but when you start, it's gonna be a little bit hard to understand. So just open your eyes, open your ears, listen, pay attention, and you find that Americans, they like you to talk to them when you're looking at them, like direct, eye to eye. You're gonna have to do eye contact. If you're not doing eye contact, then they tend to think that you're not being truthful, of which cultures are different. You know, us, especially parents, especially the people who are older than us, we don't do eye-to-eye thing. The eye-to-eye thing is disrespectful. But you find that when you come here, you're gonna have to learn that when you're speaking with them, you're gonna have to do eye contact. And even as you grow into it, like us, we've lived here over 10 years, you find that even like we've adapted to it, and like you just find yourself when you're speaking to a person, you're speaking to them and you're just maintaining eye contact. So that's one thing. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, guys. It's gonna be just a short video. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, you know the drill. Kindly consider subscribing. Thank you, and God bless you.